Hi, everyone. My name is Nikkia. I'm 43 years old, I've never been married, and I don't have any children. And a few months ago, I woke up, I stared at the ceiling, and I thought, what if I die alone? Yikes, I know. And because that thought wasn't existentially terrifying enough, my brain started to do what I like to call aloneness math. And that's where you take your age, and you have to divide it by your number of exes, and then you have to do a very special factor with how long you've been single. And according to my very scientific calculations and artificial intelligence, it definitely means that I'll be found at the end of my life surrounded by cats. Which is super interesting because I don't even own any indoor cats, okay? All my cats live outside, so who knows, all right? But that original thought, it didn't leave. It kept echoing in my head. What if I die alone? And that's where this talk really begins. Because the worst part of dying isn't the dying. It's the fear that you could do it alone. And that thought will cut through all the noise in your head. And most of us are too ashamed to admit that we've ever felt this because we don't want to appear weak. But it's not. It's actually a really human thought. And the truth is that it's a lot more common of a thought than people think. A 2011 UK survey found that over 60% of adults listed dying alone as one of their primary fears about the end of their life. And here's what makes that even more heartbreaking. Because social disconnection doesn't just feel awful, it literally shortens your life. A massive 2023 study analyzing data from over 2 million people found that social isolation increases your risk of early death by up to 32%. And even just feeling lonely while physically being with others raises your risk of early death by up to 14%. A 2023-24 US Surgeon General advisory warned that the health impact of chronic loneliness was as deadly as smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. So if you felt it, this ache, this silent panic that no one will be there in the end, you are not the only one. But here's the rub. When we do name this fear, when we finally let it out, here's what culture offers us in return. Choose better. Be less clingy. Be your own soulmate. And my personal favorite, because why not? Here's a list of 129 ways to get a husband. That's very specific, okay? We're told that we should just be okay alone. And listen, maybe we are, so I'm not going to walk past that. Some people lead solitary lives by choice, and it's beautiful. But the rest of us are just okay. Because what's the other choice, right? But being okay is not the same as being peaceful about the idea of dying with no one by your side. No one to witness the full story. No one to say, you mattered. I knew you. I saw you. And what's worse, we're taught that even wanting this makes us weak. So we bury the fear. We dress it up in independence while secretly mourning the possibility that our love will never have a home. That's not weakness. That is grief with nowhere to go. So what do we do with it? We stop pretending that this fear disqualifies us. We stop making people earn the right to admit that they are scared. Because this fear, it's not a dysfunction. It's a signal. And it says, I want to be known. I want to be held until the very end. I want to be loved in a way that stays. It means the body still believes that love is not just something you give, but something you are allowed to receive. Do you want to disrupt a system? Let people say, I am scared to die alone and I still deserve to be loved. Let that truth enter a workplace, a college or a university, a church, a prison, a leadership retreat. Let it breathe. Because that's not drama. That is a public health issue wrapped in a private ache. And if no one has told you before, please let me be the first. You don't have to fix this fear. You just have to stop hiding it. Because the minute we stop hiding, we stop being alone. And let's also be honest about something. Society does a disservice when it only offers one narrow pathway for not dying alone. We're told that if we don't have a life partner, or we're not married by a certain age, or we haven't found the one, then we have failed at love. And it also seems implied that you failed at life somehow, and I'm still trying to figure out how all that got conflated, okay? Because here's the truth. Lifelong companionship does not have to be romantic, and it doesn't have to look like what our parents did. Some of the deepest, most wonderful relationships that I've ever seen in my life have been between friends. Ride or dies, lunch every Thursday, do a wellness check if you disappear. My friends had to do one of those for me not too long ago. Know your medical history and your soul blueprint type of friends. And yet, we don't center non-romantic bonds as valid ways to not die alone. That's not an accident. That is by design. So here's a radical thought. Maybe the answer to what if I die alone is not panic downloading a dating app, okay? And don't ever panic download a dating app, all right? You cannot make good decisions when your nervous system is flooded like that, all right? But maybe, instead, the answer is to build a web. And that starts, not with a dating app, but with a neighbor, a dog walker, a coworker you used to be too tired to text back, or even the person at the grocery store who's always like, hey, like they care about your response. This is how we interrupt the spell. We get honest, and then we build lives that make the fear less true. I will never forget this moment. I was sitting in a JCPenney photo studio with my mom. This is Gloria. We were getting these photos done for her 80th birthday party. And listen, Gloria is here and very excited to be featured in this talk, okay? So wave to people, Gloria. Gloria is a diva. To know her is to love her. And she's been practicing that wave for months now, okay? But anyway, these two girls walk into the photo studio, okay? They are in matching onesies, the kind with the big ears at the top, big grins, the kind of joy you don't see often anymore. Underneath the onesies, we have a French fry and hamburger t-shirt, as in one is the French fry and the other is the hamburger, if you can believe it. And they were glowing because of each other. These girls didn't even live in the same city anymore, okay? One drove from one town, the other from another, and that JCPenney was the midpoint for them. And they met there just to take photos together and celebrate their friendship. They were giddy, unapologetic, laughing like teenagers at a sleepover. It's the kind of magic you only see in a rom-com. And I remember looking at those girls and thinking, man, how weird would it be if I walked over there and asked if I could join their girl gang. I didn't ask that because I'm a shy and awkward human, but friendships like those don't always get showcased as valid ways to not die alone. But relationships like that save lives every single day. We need to normalize friendship as life infrastructure, not just in theory, in practice. I want to see friendship ceremonies, friendship jewelry that is not just for middle school girls, because I'm never saying no to a sapphire or a ruby or an emerald, okay? Parties where you go to meet friends, not romantic partners, friendship anniversaries, the works. I want a whole friendship economy to pop up out of this thing. But also remember, friendships evolve, people move, babies arrive, and grief will make your whole world quiet. And just like romantic relationships, friendships take work. So if you meet your ride or die when you're single, and then you move, or you get booed up, or you get busy, please don't ghost them. Those JCPenney girls, those girls had husbands, and I think they had children too. I cannot remember. But they didn't let those parts of their life stop them. They kept showing up for each other anyway. Don't leave the ones who held you while you were still learning to hold yourselves. And if you did leave them, this is your sign from the universe. Circle the block. I know it might feel awkward, like too much time has passed and it's too late to call. But here's the truth. They were your friend for a reason. So call. Apologize if you owe one, and be gracious if one is given. And I feel like I had to say that be gracious part for somebody in here, okay? I think you already know who you are. Because the truth is that they have probably been thinking about you too. So call or text, and if you need a permission slip, this is it. Pull out your phone and text them right now, because I'm not done talking yet. Okay. And if anyone here assumes I'm only speaking to women, then let's correct that immediately, because this talk is for everybody. Now, it's easy to assume I'm addressing women because the term dying alone has been weaponized almost exclusively against us, particularly childless and child-free women. There seems to be this idea that if a woman does not have a romantic partner nor children, then she's just tucked away in this fortress of solitude with nothing to do all day. I mean, is this an option? I did not know, because I sincerely do not have enough hours in the day. But I'm going to share some actual data because I think it's going to change the story just a little bit. A meta-analysis of 21 separate studies, including over 7.8 million participants and over 1.8 million death records, found that being unmarried increases mortality risk, which are your chances of dying, increase for everyone. But this increase is consistently stronger among men. Among never married adults, men showed significantly higher risk for both stroke and overall mortality than women. And a separate study, because this does not stop at death rates, this pattern does not stop at death rates, a separate study found that men reported lower well-being and more distress when unpartnered compared to women. So I'm going to translate all this for you if you don't speak data. Statistically, the group most at risk in this conversation, or most vulnerable in this conversation, it's not women, it's actually men. So at this point, we are not talking about a women's issue, because we are now talking about a human one. And yet, we teach men to treat romantic partnership as the only place safe enough to put their tenderness, their loyalty, their grief, and their soul. But brothers, and everybody for that matter, your romantic partner cannot be your whole village. And she, or he, or they were never supposed to be. Everyone deserves friendships that hold you when you fall, challenge you when you shrink, and celebrate you when you win. Everyone needs a friend who knows what they look like on their bad days, on their scared days, on your I don't know who I am anymore days. And it's not weak to want that. It's not soft to need that. It is incredibly and beautifully human. And I promise, others are waiting too. They may not know how to say it yet. You might be the one who goes first, and that's okay. And also, if anyone here is thinking, okay, here comes this bitter, childless cat lady who hates romantic couples, blah, all that noise. Great, fine, I'm here. Let's get it all the way straight then. I love. Side note, many friendships are full of very deep and very beautiful love, but I'm going to say this next part anyway, okay? This talk is not about not having romantic love. If you want it, you should have it. Romantic love is beautiful and it is sacred. And full transparency, I'm out here looking for romantic love of my own, okay? But it's rough in these dating streets right now. You need hazard pay to even think about dating another human being in 2026. At least I do at this point, yeah. But also remember something very important. Not everyone gets married. Not everyone wants to get married. You could get married and not stay married. And I'm very sorry to say this next part, but it has to be said. Not everyone finds a forever romantic partner in their lifetime. Plus, no one should be sitting in life's waiting room for someone to show up anyway, okay? No. So here's the shift. We are done asking, will someone choose me? I declare that era to be over. No. Now, we are building our life like a Sunday, people. We're going to start by stacking on all the good stuff. Friends who feel like home, slow mornings if that's what you like, loud laughter, adventure, people who text you, thinking of you with a meme that makes you ugly laugh. For me, it's pancakes and pajamas with Gloria on a Sunday in a house that we have named Shiloh. And then, whenever the romantic thing comes along, they're not the point. They're the cherry, because we already have the magic. And if you're like me, you probably thought, okay, so all that rah-rah build your life stuff is great, but if I've never partnered romantically, who am I going to live with? Or maybe you already know you don't want to live alone. Not now, not later. Well, friends, I'm so glad y'all asked me that question, because I have the most amazing news. You already have a blueprint. And I'm actually going to give you 2 clues, okay? So the first clue, you have actually been staring at this whole time, but you didn't know what it was yet, because I didn't tell you, and that's okay. Because I didn't just get up on this stage in this banana leaf print suit just for vibes, all right? So your first clue is my outfit, and I'm going to give you a side view, because I feel like you need to see this whole thing, all right? Okay, do you see it? Do you see it? Thank you, you're welcome. But it's an obscure reference to what I'm going to talk about. So I'll give you a second clue, all right? And it's a line. Thank you for being a friend. The Golden Girls was not just a sitcom, it was a housing model. 4 older women, no husbands, no perfect careers, no white picket fence. Just shared rent, deep friendship, and the kind of chosen family that laughed through death and cheesecake. And yes, there can and absolutely should be golden boys, golden gays, golden theys, golden goths, golden weirdos with communal gardens and Tuesday night movie rituals. And listen, if somebody starts that golden weirdos thing, y'all gotta call me, because I have my deposit ready to go, okay? So listen, if the future feels too quiet, if you are scared about who you're going to live with, please hear this. You don't have to wait for a romantic partner to build a beautiful life. You can choose your people, make a plan, split the bills, grow old laughing and taking care of each other. That's not a consolation prize, y'all. That is a damn good life, and people are already doing it. And because language and context matter, I need to say this next part very clearly. The idea of a chosen family or the family that you choose was modeled best and popularized by the queer and trans community, particularly Black and Latinx queer kin, who built love structures when their blood families shut the door on them. They built homes with each other, raised children together, shared resources, and just tried to survive. So to respect the past without appropriating anything from the culture, but honoring its spirit, we're gonna start a movement, y'all. We're gonna call it #FriendFamily. A way to treat friendship as architecture, not afterthought. A way to create your future with the people who have already proven that they will stay. Build your porch anyway, and the right people will find you. And when they do, take a photo or video, post it online, and tag it with the #FriendFamily. Let's start a movement, people. Let's bring back the family you choose. Let's make friendship sacred again. And if you and your friend family want to take a little video of y'all singing thank you for being a friend, I'm not going to be mad at that because I actually love that stuff, you guys, okay? So maybe no one is dying alone. Maybe we're waiting for our golden crew. Thank you. Thanks.